Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to another Free Play Friday where we do techniques, card folds, and different things, all kinds of stuff that's crafty related, tutorial style, step by step, but real art, so mistakes happen and things go on, stuff like that. So if you are unfamiliar with my channel or our community, it's called the Quality Crafts community and it's on Facebook. We also have a web store which is on qualitycrafts.com. Upper right hand corner, click on store and you can see at the top all of our categories. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of that exact same page, you can find all the links to the Amazon things that I suggest and I use. Below in the description box here, you should also find all of the suggested supplies for today's video, as well as links on how to get those on Amazon. So there is an affiliate disclosure that I affiliate with Amazon. So anytime you click on those links, and no matter what you buy, as long as you go in through one of the links, it benefits our quality crafting community. So thank you guys so much for using those links and for participating in buying products on Amazon. So I want to say hi to everyone who's come in so far. Thank you, Julie Prince, for being here as a moderator. Carol Grove is here. Paulette, Kathy Godwin. Hi, guys. So there's going to be more and more people coming in, and I like to say hello to everybody. I hope you guys invited a friend. I always encourage you guys to do so. So enjoy this fun and creative card making process. It's going to be really easy. We're just using a hole punch, which right now I'm using a 1 3/8 punch. I'd actually like to be using a 1.5 inch punch, but I do have one. It's just a little bit harder to use than one of these to just reach in and get my hole on the page where I want it to be. So you can use any shape or any size of punch that you want. After we get going, you'll see how that's going to work and how you can use whatever you have around. So I want to say, oh, hello, Tarita and Jane Brown. Thank you guys for coming. The another thing that I'm going to show off tonight, which I use periodically, is my e-brush machine. It's an airbrush machine around 150 or a little bit less. Right now it's $134.99, I think, if you buy it through Amazon. So I've got an alcohol marker here, and this is a Spectrum Noir. The e-brush comes with little adapters that will let you use practically any marker made. So I use these in mine. We'll also be using little images from my store. So these are all under the Cutie Critters. If you look there, you can get them uncolored or pre-colored. And right now, these are all what they look like as you get them pre-colored. And I don't have them all here. I just have a few. An extra little flower there. So I'm going to be using these guys in my cards today. Here are the ones that I used in the extra card for showing you guys what we were making, and I put stickles behind them, so if I tilt it in that light, you'll be able to see that. Hi, Aija from Finland. I hope I said your name right. Hi, Sandy Marino, Meg Goodair. So we'll be making one that looks like this today. If you want to use other stamps that you have, I also used this cute little Easter stamp. These came from a May Made It set. I always talk about her because I really enjoy her stamps. So that's a Somebody Loves You one. I'm going to show you how to make probably just this one today, and it's going to be a little bit shorter of a video. I'm going to be honest, I have not felt good all day long, and I now still have a headache. So I'm going to plug through today and do this really fun card with you because I did not want to leave you high and dry, and then I'll probably just pop off a little early. This one I add a little googly eyes to, so you can do that to any of the images, especially the ones in the store. And then it opens up to a blank inside, but of course you can deck that out if you want. I just wanted to show you that we're creating these holes, and they're like 3D. There's a little depth to them, and it's glued on the top of the card so that when you open it, you don't see any of that. That's going to make a whole lot more sense when we start putting our pieces on, because behind this, you're going to be able to see some of that. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, we don't want to see that. We definitely won't when the card is done. It's going to go on top, so it'll all be hidden by this panel. I really like the way this one turned out. If you go back to our previous video, you'll find out how to make this cool background paper, which is a wax paper technique. Really easy, really fun, super quick to make those as well. So check the description box below. I left a link to that video and the suggested supplies for that as well. So if you're looking for that, it should be listed. The only thing you need to make this would be a half of a regular cardstock piece, which is 8.5. What is this one? Oh, 5.5 by 8.5, because I cut mine in half already. But typically they're 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you can cut it in half either way, and you'll get 2 card bases. And then you need 1 extra quarter, and we're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off of this. This one I did not, and this one I did. Okay, so this one I did not. This one goes all the way to the edge. This is a little bit harder to do because you have to line up all the edges when you're sticking your card base down, your card front. This one, you can see there's a little white edge all the way around. This one's a little easier to do because you have something to follow and look at when you're putting that down. Thanks, Krissa. So if you love my koala hat, I've got a lady in town who makes these. They're $30 shipped. If you want one, you need to let me know so that I can order it. It's going to take her time to hand make it. So if you are interested in that, do I have the other thing that you can get if you're interested in being a Koality Crafts follower is this awesome apron that our very own Penny Ratcliffe makes. And you can get the Koality Crafts emblem on there and then your name on here. And your name is free. These are $20 shipped. However, I just want to let you guys know that she's on vacation right now. So that's going to take some time to get those out. So if you want them, you might want to wait until I think the week after next when she comes back. So 2 pieces of paper, really, some kind of a background pattern paper and a couple of images is really all you need to make this. And don't forget the punch. I'm going to use a circle, but you could use a star. You can use your dies for this, but I think that the punches are easier and most of us have those. If you've got a cutting machine, that works out really well too. And it is 5 after the hour, so let's get started on this card. So here is the 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper that I'm going to fold in half to make an A2 size card base. And I'm looking around for where did I move my tool bucket to? I moved a few things around. There it is. Because I got some crafty gifts from a friend and I've got them all over the place. So that's going to be our card. Like I said, this is going to be our card front here. And I'm going to cut this down by 1/4 of an inch quick. So it'll eventually be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And that way there's going to be a little bit of a white border all the way around when we put this back on. And if you look real closely, even though they're both white, you'll be able to see that there's going to be an edge around it. This is the piece that we're going to put our holes in. I've got a little bit of dirt on this side, so I'm going to flip that over to the back. And then you just decide where you want your holes. On these 2 cards that I previously made, these I put towards the edge. These I did kind of in a little diagonal. It does not matter where you put them. You don't have to have 3. You could have 1. You could have 4. You could have the whole thing full of holes if you want. You could have the whole thing full of really teeny tiny holes. Get super creative. Think outside the box. And use this technique to make your very own unique card. Now, once we're done here, I'm going to go over to Koality Crafts that is on Facebook in that group and set up an album so that you guys can post the creative things that you make using this technique. I will post a couple of pictures, probably the one that I used for the thumbnail here, in there so that you know what you're looking for. It'll be in the album. So you go up left to photos, and then you click on albums, and then you look for this one. It should be like one of the very first ones you see. If you're not already a part of that community, please join us at Koality Crafts on Facebook. We would love to have you. So go ahead and take your punch, whatever you're using, and put your holes where you want them. Now, a lot of punches, there's only so far you can reach in. So if you want one on the other side, obviously put it on the other side and make it go that way. So I'm going to start on this side towards the bottom. I'm going to put this one more towards the corner. And then I'm going to go up and put that one more towards that corner. And then I'm going to flip mine around and put one on the other side. So this one will be a little bit different than even the other 2 cards that I made, but it's still a 3-hole. Ah, shoot, I forgot to put down my paper. If you're doing background paper and you're not going to stamp on this once you cut your holes, put your background paper on first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to airbrush this instead of paper, and then I'll make another one with you to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this one I'm going to use just a cutout piece of paper that I hand cut like a cloudy pattern on, and I'm just going to put it over the top of this and create this whole cloudy background. I am going to do one little typing sheet of paper behind it because this will spray all over and I don't want to just get it all over my desk just because I don't have to. And I'm going to use this TB4, which is a Spectrum Noir marker. There we go. And this is what my e-brush looks like. This should fit right into the end. Just like that, and then I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to move that out of the way so it doesn't fall over. Okay. You hear it? It's on top of my... It's totally on top of my computer. And then I'm just going to keep moving this around to create that cloudy pattern. You totally might want to wear gloves if you don't want this on your fingers, because if you can tell, I've got blue fingers now. But if you don't want blue fingers, you can wear a glove. I think a glove will work. I don't worry about it too much because this basically just washes off after a couple of hand washings, so it's not really that big of a deal. That turns out into a super cool looking cloud pattern. Now, if you're not going to use an airbrush or something like that, make sure that you put your paper, this piece of paper right here, down first before you cut your holes. Ugh. Yeah. I'm a little off today. So that's going to go on top of there. Now we'll really be able to see that there's that white border around the edge. We're going to put a couple of little faces peeping out of here, or maybe two faces and a little sentiment in the hole. It's totally up to you. I really love this monkey guy, so I'm going to use Moony Monkey and put him on one. And I think I'm going to use, let's see, which one? The dog or the giraffe? The dog or the giraffe? Which one? I'll wait for you guys. You guys tell me, do you want the dog or do you want the giraffe? Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining me. Yes, Dana, you need to get that out and use it more. It's awesome. So I'm waiting for on the vote between whether we should use the giraffe or the dog. While you guys are voting on that, I'm going to cut another card base, and I'm going to show you how to do this the right way if you're not going to be doing what I just did with the e-brush. And that is adding your paper first before you cut your holes. That will just make it tons easier for you. So I'll make this next card exactly the same way I did the first one. Oh my, there's so many giraffes. Okay, we're going giraffe, people. Excellent. And then I'm going to fold this one. We'll make another card. So it's going to be the same thing. Only this time I'm going to use this fun, colorful base that we created in another video. I'm going to cut a piece off of that. Let's see, 4 1/4. Let's just do 2 1/2. And then that's 5 1/2, so I'm going to have to cut off another little quarter. So I just have 5 1/4 to make sure that fits. And then I'm going to glue that down. And you can use anything you want. You can use regular pattern paper like this. You can stamp on here and make your own pattern paper. Whatever, ever you guys want. And I'm going to put this one here. Okay, and then we will go ahead and punch. Do you see how I punched a couple of circles here? And because some of the circle was white and some of it was colored, I was able to do like a reverse with the circles here. And then the extra ones I had from the center one that was all colored, I just cut it and put it on 2 different sides to make it look like these bubbles or these circles were floating around. So that's how I did that. I had a piece just like this, and I went ahead and just cut my circles in here. So I'll show you. Some of it's white and some of it's colored. So we're going to cut that. Cut one here. And then do one from the other side. We'll do that one full color. All right. And then do you see how there's some white? So the white would go on the color and the color would go on the white, just like that. And you would just decide where you wanted to glue these down. This one could go here. And then your colored one could go anywhere, even inside. Like if you wanted to save that one and put that one inside the card too, that would be totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down on here since we're in the middle of this one. And then I'll show you how I glued those little guys down. Now, if you want to save time and not have to do what I'm doing, when you cut your images out, I had mine fussy cut on the silhouette and I didn't even think about how I was going to get them to stick to the card. If you want to make sure that their whole little face is sticking out, you want to make sure you leave a little tab of white on the bottom. So that can go behind the card. Since I didn't do that, I'm going to have to add my tabs now, which is really quite not that big of a deal. But like I said, if you want to not have to do that, then go ahead and cut a tab out and right away in it. I'm going to turn my heater off real quick here. Whew, it's been so cold. Okay, so I'm going to cut some little teeny tabs. These are just that 1/4 inch that I cut off of the card before. And you might not even need that long of a tab. Just saying, you know, make how long however long of a tab that you want. Put a little bit of glue on there. A little goes a long way. And add it to your image. So he looks like he's like sitting on a little stick. Okay? And then you're going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom side. And I'm just using what's left over here. And that's how you're going to get him to stick. So it looks like his face is completely on there. Do you see that? Put his chin right to the edge or even over the edge. As long as you still have that on the back, it will stick on there and it will look like he's peeking over the top. You can put it any way you want. Like I put this monkey upside down almost. And I put this little bunny on the side. So get creative. Don't do all the same old, right? Just have a super fun doing it. I'm ready for spring too. I'm just not made for winter. I'm always cold. I mean, shoot, I even wear a sweatshirt in the summertime. That's how crazy cold I am all the time. All right, so I'm just adding a tiny bit of glue to the giraffe and doing the same thing. And somebody yelled, put the giraffe on the left, so I'll do that. And then I'm going to put a sentiment in this bottom hole here. And I think I'm just going to hand write mine because I did not prepare a stamp set for this. You can add any kind of stamp set or whatever you want, depending on what you're going for. So this is going to be raised up. Now is the time that if you want a colored background behind them, you should put that down now. So let's see, what do we have? Do we maybe want yellow behind them? Yellow would look really cool behind them. So I'm going to cut a few pieces of this yellow. And you don't have to be super accurate. You just have to have enough that's going to be behind each one of those. Okay? And if you want, now if you want it to look like there's the circle there, you don't want to glue it straight on like this. You want to glue it to the card here so that this hovers over the top of it. It's still, you can still see there's a hole there. If you decide to just take this piece and glue it straight on there, you won't get the look that there's a hole underneath him. That's totally up to you. However you want to do that. I still want mine to look like there's really a hole there, so I'm going to put mine right down on the card base. Now be careful when you do this that you don't put it outside that white line that we have going on. So if I put mine down here, I don't have yellow sticking out where this white line is, but there's yellow all behind the monkey. Same thing with the giraffe. I'm not going to do it behind this one because I want to stamp or write a sentiment on that one. So I'm going to leave that one alone. But I want to get one underneath this giraffe, so I'm just going to line him up here. Make sure that I've got it in the right spot. We won't see any of this. This will all be hidden underneath this panel. So if I put that down, yep, that totally goes there. I put stickles behind mine, so you can do stamps, you can do spray, you can do markers, you can do whatever you want behind yours, just as long as you keep those tips in mind, you know, if you want it to show as a whole or if you want it to be flat down. Totally up to you. Some people like to have that and some other people don't. All right, so before I move this, before I pop it up, I want to do my sentiment so that it's flat so I don't have to write through a hole. And I've got a really good marker really close to me. Where did I put that little guy? It's a pen, but it's really cool. It's ultra fine pen from Pro Marks. Anyway, it's just a pen, kind of like a Bic. And I'm gonna do, I want to just do party animal and make this into a birthday card. I might add balloons or something later. So I'm going to write in here party animal. Be a party animal. Be a party animal. I don't know if you guys can see that. You don't have to write it. You can go ahead and stamp anything that you want. But then I'm going to add a little bit of flair to it by putting some little dots on the end. If you want to see some fun ways to do your own writing, I did a video on how to create some fancy letters. And I'm sorry I didn't link it because I just thought about it now. But if you're looking for that, let me know. I'll see if I can find it. So I'm just adding some dots to make it look a little bit fancier. And I'll show you that there's little dots on there. It just makes the words look a little neater, a little cooler. Hi, Jocelyn. Who else did I miss? Yes, dies are also very, very fun to use for this kind of a thing. And like I said, different shapes, different sizes, different styles, different images, whatever you have. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put my 3D tape on here. This foam tape can sometimes be expensive. So I have this in my store. Qualitycrafts.com. Up in the right hand corner, click on store and then look under adhesives. That's where you'll find it. There it is. I'm looking for my non-stick scissors. And I'm going to try to do 2 thinner strips so that I can get it past those 2 holes that I have on the edge. So I don't want mine to show through here and through here. So that's why I was trying to make it a little thinner. Unfortunately, it won't fit underneath this one, so I'm going to have to cut this one again. That's better. And then just add pieces wherever you need to so that your card doesn't fall. So it doesn't get, smushed down. You can even do it on the back of your little animals' heads, because that will not be seen. You might want to put one on the side here and the side here, just so that they're not, that the sides of the cards don't get squashed down. Whatever you guys think will work for you, it's totally fine. Just making a few suggestions. That one needs a teeny tiny one, so I cut that one really little. I'm going to need one up here. No one's going to see this part, so you can be as messy as you want. And then we're just going to peel off the backing of all this stuff. Somebody wants to know how thick this foam tape is. Let me look, because I am not sure. I can't remember. It's somewhere around just over 1 millimeter thick, so it's not very thick. You can double this stuff up very easily. I think I get enough of a lift that even if I have to send this card, it's not going to cost me extra postage to send it if I stay with one layer. Okay. There's lots more stuff we could have done with this. I just want to say, use your imagination. I would love to see some of the other things you guys come up with. So there I've got mine down. You can see the yellow behind them. The little holes are pretty apparent, and it says, be a party animal. Now, this is a blue sky, so wouldn't it be cool to see some little balloons flying up in the sky, right? You can make these look like little windows that they're peeking out of if you use squares. Like, seriously, just go all out and just make it really cool. So here's the other one. If you guys are just coming in, here are the other two that I made previously. May Made It makes this Somebody's Loves You set. And these are images that are pre-colored that you can purchase in the store, qualitycrafts.com. And so we just finished this one using the e-brush to make this cloudy background. And then I did a handmade sentiment, and we glued on 2 of the other little creative faces. Sometimes I forget. I know it's Mooney Monkey and Mr. Giraffe. I can't remember what Mr. Giraffe's name is. Oh, it's been a while since I've used these guys. So here's the second one we did, and we laid down the pattern paper that we made in the with the wax paper technique. You can look down below in the description box and find that. And then I just used the holes that we punched out to create like a negative versus positive. There we go. All right, so we're going to make this one go on this side. So I'm going to have to decide, what do I want to put on this one? The butterflies are a little bit too big. Actually, that's BB, isn't it? The BB is too big. What do I have left, though? I have dogs, though. Wouldn't it be cute to do 3 dogs and say, or maybe 2 and say, happy birthday from the 2 of us? Or happy birthday from the whole gang? I'm going to do just 2, so I can put something in here later on when I think of what I want to do. Because he has a lot of gray and black on him, I'm going to go ahead and add a gray to this because I'm thinking of it, and I thought this would look cool. This is not a straight black. This is a gray Spectrum Noir marker. Okay. And so all I did was just line it so that when I pop my dogs on there, there's a little bit of gray or black to kind of even that out. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? And they almost, I think, should have something behind them as well, because they're kind of disappearing into that white. Maybe, do we have something under here? Would this look good under there? No, I think that kind of just makes them disappear. How about this blue? Oh, that's bright. That looks cool. There's no other blue on this paper, though. I kind of feel like that would just detract from it. I'm going to just leave it for now. Again, I'm going to put some little tabs. I've got one left over here. I'll make another one to get these little guys in the window. Use the white side of your tabs if you've got a colored side and a white side, because that way if you make a mistake putting it on somewhere, it won't matter because you won't see it, it's white. So I tucked his little star over the top. Do you see that? To make sure that it looks like he's really completely over the edge there. I'm going to do the same one with the other little guy. Debbie said she really likes the blue. I could add the blue if you guys like the look of that. There's just no blue anywhere else. It looks kind of awkward to me. There we go. So then you can see that I put those two little tabs on the back. So like I said, if you're fussy cutting them and not having a machine do it, or you're really good at your software and you can add a little tab, do that. It'll save you a step. But like I said, it only took me a few seconds to just add those, so it's not really that big of a deal. I could add this blue behind there. That would look really cool. Somebody said they really liked it, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to cut out 2 squares so that I have one for each. And I just make mine oversized because when it lifts up, I don't want you to be able to look through and be able to see that blue. But look, this one's going to be too big, so I'm going to have to chop that corner off. That'll work. Joan Warner says, put one with a bow on. I am not sure what you mean by that. A bow on what, hon? I'm sorry, did you see how I did that? So I wasn't sure where to put it, so I put it underneath the dog and held on to both layers and then set them down. Now I know that that's going to fit under there but not stick out this other hole. Same with this little guy. I'm going to put it under there. Do you see how it pops out this edge? I'm going to round this off so you can't see it. Then I'm going to set it back underneath the dog. I know that it's not going to, interfere, and so I'm going to put the glue on now. Okay, and then I can go ahead and center that on there the best I can, and then set it down. And then it should be in a good spot. You could do the whole thing if you wanted this hole to look blue too. He really stands out in that blue. I like that. That's cool. It does look cool. Oh, that's a cute idea, Esther. She said maybe make it a Valentine's card and say, "We woof you." Oh, I see. Cindy Wong and said the dog, one male, one female. So we could do one with a bow. That'd be super cute. You guys will have to do some of those ideas and share them with me in the folder, in the album. I will be looking for your creations. Come on, guys. I would really love to see more and more. You don't have to have exactly what I have here. And the images I'm using are completely digital, so anyone can download those and just do a print off of them. I use the print wizard and I print them in the very teeny tiniest size you can, which I don't even know what they call that size, but it's perfect for these. You get like I don't know how many per sheet. It's pretty crazy. Get a whole bunch of them. All right. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice if there was some yellow, since there's yellow here, to put some yellow on the other side, underneath that other hole maybe? This one has some yellow on it. I might be able to pull that off. You could even do this. Let's say you don't want to do that whole cutting that's really confusing for you. You can go ahead and just cut one circle, the exact same size as you've done these. Center this up and then glue the circle in. So let me just do this just so you can see what I'm talking about. So put a little glue on the back of the one that you want to put on there. Center your card where you want it and then put that in and follow the lines, and then you can remove your sheet and make sure that it adheres down. Okay, and then when you put your top on, there'll be a yellow background behind that. And then that's where I'm gonna stamp my sentiment, whatever I decide to put on this one. I kind of want to leave this one as is, just so I can add some more stuff for later. So I'm not going to finish this one. I do want to pull these back in though and do a quick review of what we've done so far. Put a couple of my things away. Always make sure you recap your glue too. I have people that have asked me about the glue too. I store my glue in front of me, laying on its side like this. Okay, just like that. And then make sure that you're taking these pins in and out every once in a while if you don't use them for weeks and weeks, because they will get stuck if you don't. Like if you're not using them a lot, they could get stuck in there, all right? If you end up getting some little goobers on the end like this one has, just go ahead and use your fingernails and pull that off. Might take a couple tries. There we go. Most of it came off. There's a little tiny bit left, but that's not a big deal. And make sure that you're always, always, always using stainless steel pins, because if they're not stainless steel, they will rust and they will turn your glue brown. Okay? You can get these little bottles in my store too. You can also get these little bottles all over the net. Just make sure that you're using a stainless steel pin. If you buy these from me, it comes with the stainless steel pin, just so you know. So we used a couple of Spectrum Noir markers. I used an IG6, which is a dark gray, and a TB4 for the clouds, just in case you guys have those and you're looking for that same effect. There's those two colors. We used the wax paper technique, paper background that we made in the last video on this one and on this one. And we did stickles in the background of this one. So a lot of these products are listed below in the description box so that you can find them easily and purchase them for yourself. I've got a couple of extra little circles here. Might just hold on to those in the pile. An extra little cutout. So if you buy these pre-colored ones and have them cut out or fussy cut them, I always do more than I need and save them in case I need them for another card later on. That's always a good idea. So this one I'm going to save. This one's finished. This one's finished. And this one we did today, I think this one will look really cute if we add a couple of balloons and just maybe make some strings hanging down. So I'll probably do that. But I really, really would love to see what you guys come up with after using this technique. So join us at Quality Crafts on Facebook. And it's somebody, I'm pretty sure that Julie already put in the link. If not, she will. So if you're trying to search on your own, just type in Quality Crafts exactly as you see it down here. Quality Crafts right here. And do a search and we should come up. All right. So definitely check out my store if you like these little digi images. They're really fun. You can make them as big or as small as you want. You can bring them into your cutting files and blow them up or add them to scenes and all that kind of stuff. It's super fun. What else do I need to mention? Signups will be ending for the free entry into the Progressive Digi Challenge on the Quality Crafts group page. So they will close, what did I say, Sunday night. I should go over there and check it out. I think it's Sunday at midnight. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. So that is this coming Sunday, which is going to be January 7th. Sunday, January 7th at midnight is the last moment you have to sign up for free. If you typed in your email wrong, because I am copying and pasting them into a document so I can keep track of you guys, it won't go to you. It'll go to some other little into La La Land, computer land, right? Because you have an extra space or you have an extra dot or you did .net instead of .org or .org instead of .com or whatever. Make sure that you're typing them extremely accurately, because I'm not going to go back. I really don't want to have to make the time to go back and clean up either the people that like literally had no idea and wanted to get in now, or they waited to the last minute and now they're sad they didn't get in, or whatever. I was pretty clear in about 3 or 4 different places that you have until Sunday to sign up. And then, and don't worry if you missed it, because the only amount you would ever have to pay to buy in would be $1.99 to join in. $1.99 is really not much in these time of days. So $1.99 to buy in, and then as long as you color it and create a project, post it in the correct place, and hopefully in the Quality Crafts group so we can see your work, right? You get the next month for free, even if you were a buy-in. It's just that I'm opening it up right now for January for anybody to join in free without having to pay the buy-in fee. I hope that makes sense and that you'll be able to explain it to other people if they're trying to join in. I'm not discouraging people from joining in. It's only $1.99. So if you miss this, you miss it, no big deal. I'll add you in later on as you buy in, and then you just can keep getting free ones as long as you do the projects and join in the fun. I think that is a really cool way to get my digis out there, to get people using them. Maybe you'll find that that's a new thing that you really enjoy, or maybe your friend would be like, wow, that's really cute, I want that one. That would be really great. The DigiLine is another way for us to support this community and keep it going. I'd like to become full-time, and at some point that does require some kind of a monetary income to make it so that I wouldn't have to work my other full-time job. It's just the way the world goes. I know some people are a little disappointed that I have to do things for money, but that's just kind of how the world works, right? I couldn't just sit at home and do this all the time without having a job, correct? So I just wanted to add that in there. I hope it doesn't disappoint or distract anybody from the fun, really cool things that we do in this community, and I'm here to support you, which is why I do these videos every week. One every Wednesday is the 10-minute video. Everyone is welcome to join in on that one. Send me a little envelope with a few little scraps in it. I will create a card for you in 10 minutes live so that you can see me doing it, and then I will add my information to the back and send it straight back to you. The other ones are every Friday, like tonight, Free Play Friday, where you never know what's going to come up, but it's going to be a card fold or a really fun technique using stamps, punches, you name it, whatever we have in the art world, we'll be using it. And I try to add in things that are totally copacetic for people who don't have a big budget and can't buy all the frilly stuff. But yet on the same time, it'll be exciting enough for those of you who can buy that kind of stuff, because you can alter these depending on what your stash at home looks like. So I am going to end this video now. We're just a little bit early. I hope you guys don't mind. I didn't feel that great today, so I'm going to end just a tiny bit early. And as always, I cannot wait to see you guys next video.